What does it mean to bare your soul, and your body, to a stranger? For Jonathan, this question will lead him down a path of unexpected vulnerability and self-discovery. Jonathan is a dedicated fitness enthusiast, spending countless hours at the gym sculpting his physique. Despite his impressive physical transformation, he struggles with career stability and feelings of inadequacy. His commitment to fitness is not just about aesthetics, it serves as a coping mechanism for deeper insecurities about his self-worth and identity. Jonathan stands in front of the mirror, he examines his reflection, a chiseled body that he has worked tirelessly to achieve. Yet, beneath the surface, he feels a gnawing sense of inadequacy. The mirror reflects not just his physical form but also the weight of unfulfilled aspirations and loneliness. He brushes his fingers over the smooth contours of his muscles, feeling pride mixed with longing. Why do I feel so empty? He wonders, searching for answers in the depths of his own eyes. The gym has become both a sanctuary and a prison, a place where he can escape reality but also where he confronts the truth of his isolation. Jonathan yearns for connection, for someone to see beyond the facade of strength and appreciate the vulnerable man underneath. As he contemplates his life choices on this Saturday afternoon, January 18, 2025, at 3 p.m. PKT, he realizes that perhaps it's time to take a leap into the unknown, an opportunity that could change everything. This introduction sets the stage for Jonathan's journey by establishing an engaging hook and providing insight into his character and emotional state, inviting viewers to connect with him on a personal level. As Jonathan scrolls through social media on that fateful Saturday afternoon, his eyes catch a vibrant ad seeking male models for an artist's project. The bold, eye-catching graphic features a silhouette of a muscular figure against a backdrop of colorful paint splashes, accompanied by the enticing tagline, "Embrace your body, become art." Intrigued, he feels a flicker of excitement mixed with apprehension. Initially, Jonathan grapples with the idea of posing nude. The thought sends a rush of anxiety through him, but alongside it is a spark of curiosity about the potential for artistic expression. He imagines himself in front of a canvas, his body transformed into a living work of art. The financial compensation also weighs heavily on his mind. An opportunity to earn money while doing something unconventional is hard to ignore. He leans back in his chair, contemplating the implications. Could this be my chance to break free from the monotony? He wonders. The prospect of stepping outside his comfort zone both terrifies and exhilarates him. As he continues to ponder, memories flood back, moments when he felt invisible, even in a crowded gym filled with fellow fitness enthusiasts. Despite his toned physique, he often felt like just another face in the crowd, yearning for recognition and connection. This modeling opportunity could be a way to reclaim some of that lost visibility. Jonathan takes a deep breath, weighing the risks and rewards. The thought of being seen, truly seen, by someone else stirs something deep within him. He opens the ad again, reading the details carefully, seeking confident male models for an artistic nude session. No experience necessary. All body types welcome. With each passing moment, his initial hesitation begins to fade, replaced by an overwhelming sense of possibility. Perhaps this is not just about modeling, perhaps it's about embracing who he is, body and soul. As the clock ticks towards 3:15 p.m. PKT, Jonathan makes his decision. He clicks on the contact link and types out a brief message expressing his interest in the project. A mix of fear and excitement courses through him as he hits send, setting in motion a series of events that will challenge his perceptions of himself and lead him toward unexpected connections. This segment captures Jonathan's moment of discovery and decision-making regarding the modeling opportunity while highlighting his internal conflict and emotional journey. As Jonathan approaches the artist's studio, a mix of nervousness and excitement churns in his stomach. The building is nestled in a quiet alley, its exterior adorned with colorful murals that hint at the creativity within. He takes a deep breath, feeling the cool air fill his lungs, and steps inside. The moment he enters, he is enveloped by the ambiance of the studio, a sanctuary of artistic expression. The walls are lined with canvases in various stages of completion, splashes of color contrasting against the white paint. The scent of oil paints and turpentine lingers in the air, mingling with the faint aroma of coffee brewing in the corner. Natural light floods through large windows, casting soft shadows that dance across the wooden floor, creating an inviting yet intimate atmosphere. Standing in the center of the room is Arnold, the artist. He exudes charisma and professionalism, his presence commanding attention without demanding it. Dressed in a paint-splattered apron over a simple black t-shirt, he has an approachable demeanor that puts Jonathan slightly at ease. His tousled hair frames a face marked by passion and intensity, deep-set eyes spark with creativity as they assess Jonathan with an appreciative gaze. "Welcome. You must be Jonathan," Arnold says, his voice warm and inviting. "I'm thrilled you're here." Jonathan nods, feeling a flutter in his chest as their eyes meet. There's something about Arnold's energy that captivates him, a blend of confidence and genuine interest that makes Jonathan feel seen for the first time in a long while. As they begin their session, Arnold instructs Jonathan to pose shirtless for the initial sketches. Jonathan hesitates for a moment before peeling off his shirt, revealing his toned physique. He feels exposed yet oddly empowered as he stands before Arnold, who sets up his easel with deliberate care. "Just relax and breathe," Arnold encourages, his voice steady as he begins to sketch. Jonathan follows his advice but can't shake off the tension building within him. Each stroke of Arnold's pencil feels like a silent conversation, an exploration of vulnerability that both excites and terrifies him. As Jonathan adopts various poses, he notices how Arnold's gaze lingers on him, attentive yet respectful. The atmosphere thickens with unspoken tension, every glance exchanged feels charged with possibility. Jonathan's heart races as he catches himself stealing glances at Arnold, drawn to the way his brow furrows in concentration and how his lips curl into a slight smile when he captures a particularly striking angle. "Why am I feeling this way?" Jonathan wonders internally, grappling with his insecurities. This is just art, right? Yet beneath that rational thought lies an undeniable attraction, a magnetic pull toward Arnold that both excites and confounds him. He reflects on his past experiences, moments filled with rejection and self-doubt, and realizes how different this moment feels. Instead of feeling judged or objectified, he senses a profound respect emanating from Arnold. It ignites something within him, a longing for connection that transcends mere physicality. As they continue their session, Jonathan finds himself lost in thought. Is this what it means to truly be seen? To share not just my body but my essence. The realization sends shivers down his spine as he contemplates what this experience might mean for him beyond just modeling, perhaps. It's a step toward embracing all facets of himself. This section captures Jonathan's arrival at the studio and introduces Arnold while building tension through their interactions and Jonathan's internal reflections on vulnerability and attraction. As the session progresses, Arnold pauses, his pencil hovering above the canvas. He looks up at Jonathan, his gaze steady and sincere. "I'd like you to pose fully nude," he requests, framing it as a celebration of the human form. It's about embracing vulnerability and showcasing the beauty of the body in its purest state. Jonathan's heart races at the suggestion. A whirlwind of emotions floods his mind, fear, excitement, and an unexpected sense of liberation. The thought of shedding the last barrier between himself and true exposure sends a shiver down his spine. He grapples with the internal conflict. On one hand, the fear of judgment and vulnerability looms large. On the other, there's a burgeoning desire to embrace this moment fully. Can I really do this? He wonders, feeling a mix of trepidation and exhilaration. The idea of being seen, truly seen, by someone else feels both terrifying and liberating. He thinks back to his struggles with self-worth and how often he has hidden behind layers of clothing and bravado. This could be a chance to break free from that cycle. In that moment, Jonathan takes a deep breath, grounding himself in the present. He recalls Arnold's respectful demeanor and the atmosphere of acceptance in the studio. "This is about art," he reassures himself, "and about celebrating who I am." With a newfound determination, he nods at Arnold, signaling his willingness to embrace this transformative experience. As Jonathan disrobes, he feels an exhilarating rush wash over him, a mix of vulnerability and empowerment. Standing fully nude before Arnold, he experiences an odd sense of freedom that he has never felt before. The cool air brushes against his skin, heightening his awareness of every inch of his body. Arnold's eyes soften as he takes in Jonathan's form, not with lust but with appreciation for the artistry of the human body. "You look incredible," he says gently, encouraging Jonathan to find comfort in his own skin. The sincerity in Arnold's voice makes Jonathan feel seen in a way he had longed for but never truly experienced. As they begin the session anew, the boundaries between art and personal connection blur. Jonathan poses naturally, allowing himself to express emotions through his body language. Strength, grace, and vulnerability intertwine in each pose. He notices how Arnold's gaze shifts from focused observation to an almost tender appreciation as he captures Jonathan's essence on canvas. In this intimate space, their connection deepens. Jonathan feels a magnetic pull toward Arnold, a warmth that transcends the professional setting. Each brushstroke becomes a dialogue between them, every glance exchanged carries unspoken words filled with understanding and admiration. Suddenly, as Jonathan shifts into a pose that reflects both strength and vulnerability, a slight arch of his back with arms extended, he locks eyes with Arnold. In that moment, time seems to stand still. The world outside fades away, it's just the two of them in this sacred space where art becomes an expression of their shared humanity. Jonathan's heart races as he senses an unexpected moment of passion brewing between them, a recognition that they are both exploring uncharted territory together. It is not merely about modeling or creating art, it is about connection, an acknowledgement of their shared experience as they navigate vulnerability together. As Jonathan holds the pose, he feels liberated from his insecurities. For once, he is not just a body but a canvas filled with emotion and depth. In this fleeting moment, he realizes that embracing vulnerability can lead to profound connections, not just with others but also within himself. This section captures Jonathan's pivotal moment of transformation as he embraces vulnerability by posing nude while also detailing the intimate encounter that blurs professional boundaries and fosters deeper emotional connections between him and Arnold. After the session, Jonathan finds himself sitting on a stool in the studio, wrapped in a soft robe, the remnants of vulnerability still coursing through him. The experience has shifted something deep within, his perception of self-worth and intimacy has evolved dramatically. He reflects on how he entered the studio feeling like just a body, a mere model for someone else's art. Yet, by shedding not only his clothes but also his fears, he has discovered a profound sense of liberation. The warmth of the sunlight streaming through the windows feels different now, almost as if it acknowledges his newfound self-acceptance. Jonathan realizes that posing nude was not merely an act of physical exposure, it was an unveiling of his true self. I am more than my insecurities, he thinks, feeling a swell of pride. The fear that once held him captive has given way to empowerment. He recalls Arnold's respectful gaze and how it made him feel seen, not just as a model but as a person with depth and complexity. This moment of connection has opened his eyes to the beauty of intimacy, one that transcends physicality and delves into emotional resonance. Maybe I can embrace who I am, flaws and all, he muses, contemplating how this experience could reshape his relationships moving forward. As Jonathan gathers his belongings, Arnold approaches him with a warm smile. I'd love to work with you again, he says, his tone inviting yet professional. There's something special about your energy that translates beautifully onto the canvas. Jonathan's heart skips a beat at the invitation. Part of him longs to say yes, to dive deeper into this connection and explore what lies beyond their initial meeting. However, another part of him hesitates, weighed down by the fear of vulnerability and attachment. He knows that opening up further could lead to emotional entanglements he isn't sure he's ready for. Is this just about art? He wonders internally. Or is there something more between us? He grapples with the idea of pursuing another session while wrestling with the implications it may have on his emotional state. The thought of being vulnerable again, of risking rejection or disappointment, sends a shiver down his spine. As he stands there contemplating Arnold's offer, Jonathan reflects on his past experiences with intimacy and how they have often left him feeling exposed and unworthy. What if this is just another fleeting moment? He questions, torn between desire and self-preservation. Ultimately, Jonathan makes the decision not to pursue further meetings with Arnold. He values the transformative experience they shared as a fleeting yet profound moment in his life, one that allowed him to embrace vulnerability without the weight of expectation or attachment. I'll cherish this memory, he resolves, knowing that some moments are meant to be cherished rather than prolonged. As he walks out of the studio into the crisp January air at 3 p.m. PKT on that Saturday afternoon, he feels lighter, freer from the chains of self-doubt that had once bound him. Jonathan understands that this experience has equipped him with newfound confidence and acceptance. It's not about what comes next but rather about appreciating the journey he has taken so far, a journey towards self-discovery and embracing all facets of who he is. With each step away from the studio, Jonathan carries with him not just memories but also a deeper understanding of intimacy and self-worth, a lesson learned through art and connection that will resonate within him long after he leaves Arnold's studio behind. This section captures Jonathan's emotional reflection after the climax, detailing his decision-making process regarding Arnold's invitation for further meetings and ultimately choosing to value their transformative experience as a significant moment in his life. As Jonathan steps out of the artist's studio into the crisp January air, he reflects on the transformative experience he has just undergone. Life has a way of surprising us, he thinks, feeling a sense of gratitude for the unexpected moments that can lead to profound personal growth. He realizes that embracing vulnerability, even in the most daunting situations, can unlock new dimensions of self-discovery and connection. Jonathan understands that the journey he embarked upon, posing stark naked for an artist, was not merely about showcasing his physical form. It was about shedding layers of insecurity and allowing himself to be seen in his entirety. Sometimes, he muses, the most unexpected experiences can teach us more about ourselves than we ever anticipated. He recognizes that these moments of vulnerability are not just fleeting, they are opportunities to embrace who we truly are. They remind us that personal growth often lies just beyond our comfort zones, waiting for us to take that leap of faith. Jonathan's journey is a testament to the power of vulnerability and connection. He invites viewers to reflect on their own lives. Have you ever experienced a moment that changed your perception of yourself? I encourage you to share your stories of transformation and vulnerability in the comments below. What unexpected experiences have led you to greater self-discovery? As he walks away from the studio, Jonathan feels lighter, empowered by his decision to embrace this chapter of his life. He hopes that others will find the courage to explore their own vulnerabilities and discover the beauty that lies within. This conclusion encapsulates Jonathan's reflections on personal growth through unexpected experiences while inviting viewers to engage by sharing their own transformative moments.